Welcome to Mini Modernz. My name's Simone and thank you for joining me on my tiny corner on the miniature interweb where we're here to think big, build small. So let's get into it. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make miniature food packaging to fill your kitchen scenes and dioramas. And be sure to stay tuned to the end where I show you some little tips to bump up your scenes even more. Okay guys, it's time to fill our kitchen cupboards. The first thing that you want to do is download your printable, which is available in my Etsy store or my Patreon. Once you're printed, we are ready to roll. And like we did with our tins and cans, we're going to seal this before we get going using some good old tacky glue. I prefer this method for sealing my printables. I feel like it gives it a more stronger hold and it gives it a more realistic vibe. But you can also do this with sellotape, which I do sometimes as well, but I just like this for labels. It's so good. So seal it and let it dry. And you should be left with this lovely glossy effect like what we have on these tins. This is just an example from the previous video because the rest is still drying. But let's go on with it. Now we're all dry, we are ready to fold. So on my printables, they all have very faint lines that you can still see where to fold. And I'm just giving you an example here on the pasta package. You just fold along the lines and it's not too messy, so it still stands out and your food won't look really like weird with obnoxious lines everywhere. But it's just easy for you to see if you need to fold the packages or when you need to fold the packages. And we're going to just seal this again with some good old tacky glue. So this is just a simple fold and stick pretty much all the way through your packaging, and using some tweezers to help as well because really and truly it can get a bit finicky. And to fill these as well, I like to use paper or any kind of bits that I can kind of crumble in to fill the package up a little bit. I put the paper in so I've got something for the flaps to seal and hold on to. So once you've got your paper in, make sure it's wedged to the bottom enough so that your paper will actually stick to something and it's not too floppy. So just pop it in as far to the end and then just fold your tabs over so they've got something to lay onto. And once you're happy with how the base is sealed, you're just gonna add some more paper to bulk it out a bit. And this is an optional stage. If you wanted to make it super thin and have light pieces in there, you can do, but I'm gonna bulk out my bag. So just gonna fill this with some more paper and then we're going to seal it. But this time when we're sealing it, we're going to pinch the sides together. And at this stage, you can decide if you want your pasta bag to be open, used, folded. It's completely up to you. But what you want to do is get your glue and put it on the tabs and the paper that you've got inside just for some more security. Again, now you can choose how you want to fold it. So if it's just a normal bag that hasn't been used, you could just simply glue it and close it just like this. Or if you want it to be a used bag that's been folded, just put some glue along the top line and then just fold it over. And there's your cute little bag of pasta. Did you press subscribe yet? Did you? And for the spaghetti, it's pretty much the same as the pasta. We're just going to fold along the lines and then just glue them together. But this time it's going to be more of a cylinder type shape, like a flat packet shape. So we're just going to glue the tab as we did before, then fold and stick it together. I suggest using some tweezers again just to open it up so you can get inside there. And then we're going to glue one side together and then stuff the other side with paper and then glue that together as well.
Damn, I'm good.
Now for some lasagna. So once you've cut out your packaging, just like before, cut the tabs to size. And then I'm going to show you two techniques to fill in this. It's just a preference thing here. You could either use some grey craft board like I'm using now, or you could use some white foam board. Doesn't have to be white, just foam board. So all you do here is cut the pieces to the size of your packaging and then just stick them together. So with your craft pieces stuck in place, you can just fold that over, glue your tabs and then stick those together as well. So you've got your basic shape. And because there's a slight little gap, I like to just fill this with a little bit of paper just to bulk it out a little bit. And the reason I'd use this technique is because I didn't have a thin enough spine or anything to cause the spine for this size box. But if you are using foam board, depending on the thickness that you have, you can actually just cut it in half and then measure that up against the spine of your boxes. Now we go back to gluing our tabs, folding them over and making some beautiful boxes. For the flour, it's the same techniques as we did for the pasta. So again, we're just going to fold along the lines and close and sealed as desired. I like to give mine a nice little crinkle around the edges, make it look like it's good and used. And there we have our bag of flour. For the noodles, it's the same. Seal it, fold it, stick it, stuff it. So for the crisps or potato chips, I'm being such a douche today. I'm sorry, guys. The editing, it gets to the brain sometimes. It really gets to the brain. Anyway, we're going to put some glue on our end tabs and then fold those and then stick them together. Once they're nice and secure, we're going to stick the bottom of the packet together. Then we're going to fill it with some paper and then stick the top. And now we have a lovely packet of crisps. And now for our biscuits, just like before, we're going to seal the tab, which will be the thicker side of the packet, and we're going to make another cylinder type shape. And once the sides are sealed, we're going to seal one end, add some paper in a tube like shape. So if you've already got a tube that fits the shape of these biscuits, fine. Otherwise, just roll up some paper, shove it in there, and then snip off the top, and then we can push the rest down. So to close up these packets, we kind of want to fold over the top. So we're going to squish them together as we normally would. And then we're going to pinch and fold and make it a little bit more circular instead of the flat top. So your biscuits and cookies should just look like this. This talk of food is making me hungry. Help me, stop me. What did I do? And to do our cereal boxes, it's the same as how we do the other boxes. Just cut them out, seal them and fill them as you want. And I just wanted to show you a little extra that we have in this printable as a little treat for more realism if you want to use this. So once you've got your boxes cut and shaped as you want, I've also got these little cereal squares in there. So what you do, you just cut them out. If you like, again as before, you can stick them onto your foam board and leave it as that, or you can cut them out into tiny miniature pieces and actually make some cereal. So I'm going to show you here with the cornflakes. I cut up my tiny pieces and strips that come as the printable, and now I'm going to just enhance them a little bit more with some paint and some textures just to bump it up. And a way to make your own cereal as well is just using plain paper. Use the colours that you need to create your cereal. In my case, it's cornflakes. I'm going to use some oranges, whites, browns, paint them together, cut out the square that I need, fold it in half, stick those together, and then cut them in tiny pieces to make my cereal. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I'd like to just give a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you all so much for joining, and a huge shout out to Amelia Cotton as my mini founder. Love you, girl. You get to see the added bonus, how I make the bags to go into my cereal. I just take a plastic bag that you would normally get and then form the shape of another bag, stick those together, get my lovely batch of cereal, then slide it into the new plastic bag that we've just made. And there we have a lovely box of cereal with actual cereal in it. So as you can see, there's lots of goodies to fill your cupboards with, guys. I've showed you a lot of the techniques for a lot of the different shapes that we use in here. I hope that you found this helpful, and if you do want to get yours, check out the link in the description to my Patreon and to my Etsy store. And if you're not already a Patreon, guys, you can jump in there for free. It's lots of fun. I've got lots of new stuff coming up as well soon, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Like, share, subscribe.